Welcome, welcome to the Asia Pacific call. Today is the 8th of April, 2022. Oh my gosh, we've got Beverly here. Beverly, hello.
Hi, Beverly. Hi, Beverly.
And Sharmini and
Yeah.
Aparna and Robin and Andrea.
Yeah.
And is it Gayatri?
Gayatri.
Wonderful.
She's quiet.
Well, great. Well, if Gayatri can unmute and say hello, that would be awesome. No?
Yep.
Anyway. Well, Sharmini, I just was so excited to see you in the pictures in India. It was so great to see you. I'd love to hear your experience and anything you'd like to share.
Okay. Maybe I should just go with the Panchakarma I did about 21, 22 days.
Is it always 21 days or is it 28 days?
I went with the concept of doing only 10 days. Okay. 10 days. Yeah, from 14 until the start of the course. But Dr. Neetu said, oh no, your vata is just too high. You need to do it till the day you leave.
Very good.
So did you do it every day, even the days of the training?
Yes. Yeah, I literally got up early. The girls, I must give the hats off to those wonderful two ladies, therapists who got up extra early because they had to come to the center early because they only open at 9, but because of me, they had to come in sometimes at 7 and sometimes at 8. So they had to come like 2 hours early or 1 hour early. So I can do my panchakarma and I can go to the center, which is like to the hotel, which was some distance away, for about half an hour away, 40 minutes away.
So your lecture hall was in the same building or some different location? Like the Ayush
it was in the hot. It was in the hot. The first day was in the hall. Was in the hotel where they were staying, which was a beach resort. I'm sure they'll post the pictures. Those who stayed there. And mine was, and I think we had 4 days actually in the Ayush Shakti. 4 days there and 3 days at the hotel.
Wow. Yeah, I keep looking at the picture over and over again. It was difficult to catch up with them when they came, but please share your experiences.
Because there's a big hall at the basement of the Ayush Shakti, which can host, I think, at least good 20, 30, 40 people, 50 people max, even more also. Yeah, pretty good.
Oh, that's so awesome. It was so great. I was with you guys the majority of the time. I slept through some of it.
I was there too because of the time difference. But I must give my hats off to all those good ladies. They're so dedicated. They came and did it so early in the morning. And they had to get up early to cook for their family before they come to work. So which means they had to cook an extra 1-2 hours earlier, And they did it without complaints, with so much love. It's amazing.
What was your favorite thing?
The panchakarmas. The Siddha paste and the Pinda sweet. I think you remember, I don't know whether it was uploaded, the photos. I must share it with you because I took some of the videos of the Siddha paste and Pinda sweet when they were doing to somebody in the crowd. I think it was.
Yeah, I got a lot of the videos on my WhatsApp, but because I don't have a lot of space on my WhatsApp, it froze my phone. So I had to delete most of them. So I can't wait for them to be uploaded somewhere so that we can so we
Yeah.
can watch all of them. And I love seeing the different viewpoints, even though it's the same thing being filmed. You see it from different angles. I love that. Yeah. So it's so good.
Even the hard dara and the spinal dara is pretty good. I love that too.
So
And they
good.
pour well, it's not boiling oil. It's like hot oil, which you can tolerate. They just drizzle it, like you see it in a video which they did for Dr. Anna, and she did the spinal dara. Yeah, I had that done quite a number of times because I had my numbness on my feet because of my slip disc, which I had an
Ah.
operation done. So you
Mm.
still, even with the operation, because you still lose about 15-20% of your feelings on your left foot. And it got worse over the years, but it got better. But now it's back again. Because it's like, because it was like, I came back, I had to do so much work. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Well, it just takes time. And that's what I'm learning is that it is, it's taken us a while to
Yeah,
get where we are.
Yeah, it takes
Takes
a
a
long
while
time.
to get it undone. But at least we're moving in a positive direction.
It's amazing also because when I went, my mind was so clogged, so fogged. My emotions were all over the place, And
Now you've had quite a year.
yeah, I had quite a year. And it's amazing. It's like after like 15 days, the clarity was there in my thinking. It's amazing. Your thoughts become a little bit more clearer. You don't get too much jumbled stuff coming into your head. It's amazing. Yeah, I advise everyone to go and do it. I didn't do the Shirotara because I don't know, doctor didn't recommend it. A lot of them did the Shirotara. You have to ask them how they felt it. Some did the Shirobasti too. I think that was the Shirobasti was done to Renara and somebody else. Deborah
Rochelle,
too had
maybe.
it.
Was it Rochelle? Oh, Deborah.
Deborah.
Okay. Okay.
Or was it Mary? Either one of them had done. Yeah, so I don't know. I didn't have that done because it's maybe not recommended.
Mm. Well, what is your favorite marma? Let's do your favorite marma.
Do you know they didn't do any much marmas on me or teach me any marmas? But I've loved it. But I know when they do the massage, they do those points on your legs. Yeah, on your knees, the back of my knees, because I had knee dara, ankle dara. It's amazing with the ankle dara. I went with the swollen feet, both my ankles were swollen. But with one session of knee dara, ankle dara, you just pour the oil over the ankles. It just went, my knees
No more
okay.
inflammation. Wow. That's it.
And we did a pistoli for me.
Take a what?
And I was pistoli. You know where they do it on your back?
I don't know.
I could just done it on a lot of people. They take the measuring tape and do.
Oh,
what they did on me, Jana, Pechoti.
So they did. Okay, I didn't know the name of it. Okay.
Pechoti. Mine was a good 1 inch difference, And after that, wow, it's like amazing. Even my shoulder, which was like slipped on one side, it's now balanced because once your feet is balanced, everything balances itself up. It's amazing.
That is amazing. So
We
great.
haven't had a Pechoti done by Clint yet.
No, I kept putting everybody first. Shocker. He had time for me, and then I put somebody else in front of me. And I shouldn't have done that, but I did. So anyway, when it's my time.
Jana, you have to honor yourself, at times.
Yes,
you have to honor yourself.
I am doing that. It's taken me a long time, and that's a different
Robin,
story.
we can't hear you. Robin, we can't hear you.
And
It's important that we experience these things. So Jana, it's your job to make sure that you get to experience it the next time.
I definitely will, but I'm working through, well, first of all, Charmini, let's do a marma. What one is your favorite marma?
Let's do this, Mama. The focus.
This one? Okay.
Yep.
So everybody that talks gets to do their favorite marma. So everybody be thinking about what marma they want to do. And say, so, and then do it in any language that you want. Well, in your head, I
I'll
guess.
do it.
Okay.
I'll do it. Breathe in and press. Wonder. Render. Wonder. Nale. Anje. Ar. Yes.
Yay. Thank you.
You know, it's so great.
Bridget.
Hi, Bridget. Wonderful, Bridget. Thank you so much for all your services. Bridget has, we have been very naughty in the Angel Stories group. It's like nobody, a lot of us are like Kitty, we're all in India, so we just never got time to do it. And
Bridget, do you want to unmute?
Bridget has been volunteering and doing so much of it.
We carry the load when we're able, and I'll tell you, Charmini, doing the translating does more for me than you think, because I'm really struggling really bad with cervical pain in my neck. The injection didn't work, so I'm really in a bad place right now with my neck. I refuse to, the doctor said today that I'll probably always have chronic pain, and I refuse to accept that. I refuse to accept that, guys.
Let's give Bridget some
Okay, let's
glass
give
to fill.
We're giving you a lot of love, Bridget. Lot of love.
Thank you. So I refuse to, because you see, I've typed so much. I see these words in my mind, and I see the people whose lives have been changed. And I know this isn't going to be miraculous, but I am bound and determined to take the herbal remedies from Mayu Shakti every day and eat more mung bean soup. And since my stepdad committed suicide in January, it really messed up my meditation practice. So I'm really proud of the fact that I'm getting back on track at least once a day, but it really messed up my meditation practice when I needed it the most. But nonetheless, I'm getting back on track, but the neck pain is just, when something just like takes up so much of your life. This has taken up so much of my energy these past 8 months. It's just overwhelming. And so I'm sorry to take up your time, but I'm just determined to take the herbal remedies every day, do my marmas. Carol was nice enough to give me some neck marmas. I'm going to take those more seriously and just focus on what I want. And again, Charmini, that's why I'm kind of always begging you to just give me some work, because when I type those positive words, I'm recovered from PTSD and I don't take any medication except for Advil, and I'm very proud of myself. I've overcome a lot, but these words are my medicine. So thank you for everything you said to me.
Thank you, Bridget, for this wonderful seva that you do. Thank you.
Well, Bridget, I will keep your intention in my heart. You're amazing. We so appreciate you. And you always seem to have a lot of positive words to say. And you do support so many people in our community. So appreciate you.
Dr. Naram's words, you know, I listen to him a lot. He's my daily cheer besides my family. He's my daily cheerleader because you see him and you always hear his words that when things get worse, you know, so he gives me hope. Even seeing him on YouTube, like today in the immersion program, when he was talking about women's Shakti, you know, that does so much. So, and another fun side note is there's an online social platform based out of India, and it's called Get Set Up. It's fantastic. It's a learning platform. I'll put the link in the chat. But today, for half an hour, I participated in laughing yoga.
Yeah.
I love it.
So good. I mean, I don't know if anybody's done laughing yoga, but it was really good. And so there's always opportunities, but sometimes, guys, the pain is just overwhelming, especially in the morning when I get up. So I'm not asking for sympathy. I appreciate your support. I know a lot of people live with chronic pain, and believe my blessings, my cup runneth over. I've got my wonderful husband of 44 years out there, my beautiful granddaughter, so many blessings to count. In fact, I'll show you, I did some art journaling on Get Set Up the other day, and I did what was in my heart. And what it is, it's seed packets. And in it, you have what I want is I want love. I have love, but I'm thinking love for the world, peace, joy, gratitude, hope, grace. And then the thing is I put perspective upside down. Because it's everything, right?
Yes, 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 yes. True.
It's so amazing. Well, Beverly put something very beautiful in the chat. I would love her to share. And then I'd like you to think about your favorite Marma and share it with us. Beverly, do you want to say something to Bridget?
Yeah, I just really want to share my love with you. And I know what living in chronic pain is. And I think our bodies somehow know that. They know it. It's a deep inner knowing. And so the process is all those years of how do we let go of it? How do we transition and live in a different way? And I imagine being out of pain, not having any, and how beautiful it'd be and all those things. But mine is in the evening, mine is in the late afternoon. I'm good in the morning. So it's the other way around. But I think our bodies are just attuned to that. And so it's how do we move that? How do we sing a different song? How do we dance a different dance? How do we look at it in a different way? Yeah. And I too have been journaling. I love that. And the other thing I've been doing in the last while that's really helped me is our senior center has a fundraiser, and I have created sunflowers, and they're the Ukrainian colors of yellow and blue with pins for the back. They look simplistic here, but when you put them on your garments, people come and say, "Oh, where did you get those?" And I and another grandmother have made probably, I know I've made 75 or more, and I know she's in that ballpark too. And so every day they're sold, and the money will go to the Ukraine to help people there. So, you know, I admire your art so much, Bridget. your garden will be beautiful when you plant all those seeds. If we could all plant those seeds, it would be wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, Beverly, so
So
beautiful.
beautifully said, Beverly. So beautifully. That was beautiful.
And the Marma I love is I am peace, I am loved, I am love. I am peace, I am loved, I am loved. Yeah. I am peace, I am loved, I am love. And I have to remind myself every day, that's who I am.
You are beautiful. Let's do this one too. Well, to go along with it. So the 1,
I
2,
love.
3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, so beautiful. Well, Beverly, I would love to see you take a photograph of your sunflowers and post it. Are you on WhatsApp?
Yeah.
And post it on the WhatsApp chat, the Love and Healing group. Anybody with art. Matter of fact, Bridget, I'd love to see something from you. You know, I know you were working on one today during the Asia Pacific or the European call. Love to see those photographs of your works and just say a little bit about what's on your heart with them. And I know Robin does a lot of artwork as well. So,
Well, I've been going on Get Set Up doing mandalas.
mhm,
Oh, wow.
love them.
They are really fun. So again, Beverly, art heals. Art is so healing. I mean, look at it. Oh, you know, you can see I have so many art supplies, but I use them every day and it's a gift. So again, my cup runneth over. And thank you, Arpana. Thank you, Sharmini, Jaina, Robin, Andrea, Apana, Liz, Gayla, Anita, Donna, all of your love. We are such a special community. You are all appreciated. Thank you.
We love you, Bridget. We love
Love you, Bridget.
We do. Bridget, do you have a Marma you want to share with us?
I absolutely love the Focus Marma, which I use every day, but the one that I really love is the Indian head squeeze. So you can use 6 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Absolutely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So good. So good. Thank you. Robin, what's on your heart today?
Well, I'm really touched just, hearing from Bridget and Beverly today and realizing everybody's always so happy on our calls, but we don't always know then the struggles that people are going through. And so I just want to really recognize that this is a beautiful space that we get to come and be our best and remember, kind of remind each other that things can always get better. And so I'm like, I love that everybody is always working to be our greater versions of ourselves and more loving. And so my current favorite Marma is the one where you go like this, because I have not yet done this when without cracking a smile. And so it's going to be my new favorite. So that's the one that I want to do today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And see, like it just as I was saying it, I like my smile is getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh, I love it. Well, what are you working on? internally or in your life? What's going on with you?
Well, I've been, so this Zoom background is my favorite new inspiration.
Beautiful.
I have an air scrubber technology that can deactivate all pathogens, including the virus that causes COVID. And I've been working on helping my city of Olympia to open up. And I just, as I'm talking to business owners and stuff, it just feels like everybody has settled for not thriving. Like it's just the assumption that people aren't, we just have to deal with what the state of the world. And so I decided this choosing to thrive is kind of one of the themes that I have gotten, because in my opinion, like we have to decide. And that's one of the cool things about the Ancient Secrets community. It's like we're, getting on these calls. It just always is such a boost to remind me that we're the ones that get to choose how the direction of our life is going to go, and so that's one of the things that I'm really I'm getting excited about. I also met my first person who is presently 80, and his vision is to live to at least 150. And your average person in their 80s is not, they kind of think in the maybe another 5 or 10 years, and so it was so much fun when I met him. And my friend that I am staying at her house in Olympia, they wound up meeting him at the dump and offered to help him unload his truck. And he's just like one of the, it's you never know when you're going to meet somebody that has this really cool perspective. And so that's part of the, see here, you can choose to be waiting around to die, or you can choose to be thriving, and there's no end to your life anytime soon. And so that's kind of what's been going on in my mind, and to help people kind of get out of the low grade depression into thriving again is one of the things that I'm really inspired to be doing with people.
That is amazing. I love that. I do, because I know that I'm going to be living a very long life, but my mother just turned 89 a couple of days ago, and you're right. Her thinking is maybe just another year or two, not even that. It's just another year. So I like that thought of, thinking 150 and then just enjoying the time that you have. It's beautiful. You'll have to keep us posted.
Yeah. And my dad will be turning 80 in June, and he just was on with Dr. Steve and Dr. Ronak last week, getting more herbs and stuff. And Dr. Steve is like, I totally see you living for at least another 20 years. And my dad's like, yeah, I'm not dying anytime soon.
I love it. Liz, I see you here. Hello, hello.
Hello. I wasn't sure because I was going to come on at 1 o'clock here, but all the times I'm a bit confused. Am I on the right call? Am I allowed to be here?
Yeah, this is the Asia Pacific call.
Yeah. It's, I thought.
Yes.
I thought, I'm not on a call that I'm not participating in. But yeah, no, I just got back, and then I saw. So it's not 1 o'clock my time. Is it now 12 o'clock?
Did you guys have a time change?
Yeah, our clocks went back.
Yes. So we started a half an hour ago. So whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. And Carol is in New Mexico, and Esther is
Oh,
in
yes.
California, and I think Cornelia is doing some other wonderful, crazy stuff because she's got tons on her plate. So, so it's us. So grateful. Oh, I think she froze. Well, if she comes back, we'll ask her to do her favorite Marma and see what she's got going on. Aparna, what's happening with you and your work?
Yeah, where's your beautiful face?
Oh, the camera is not turning on, and for a change today I dressed up.
Well, then I think you should go out and restart and come back in.
No. This will start downloading all the updates because I have been not restarting this often, so I cannot take that risk right now.
Well, great. Well, what's happening with you?
Yeah. Well, Monday through Friday went like this, and now the fun starts. Weekend, and this weekend we have the immersion call as well, so looking forward to that. I still am catching up on all the material that has been posted already for the course, and I would love to hear from Sharmini what one thing she noticed other than a clear head, like thinking, what one thing she noticed like visibly in her health that has changed because of Panchakarma.
Visibly.
Or like noticeably, not visibly.
Yeah, the numbness that I had was reduced 20%, 30%. I knew it's going to be a long process because it's nerve damage. It's going to take a long time. So that was great. So that was the big notice for me. And like I said, when she did the ankle data, that was like, oh wow, you see it visibly, it's like it's gone. The swelling just went,
Yeah.
And then a couple of days later during the week, I did a lot of walking somewhere. And then the girl said, oh, your legs are swelled again. You've been standing around too much. Then they did it again and again it went off. So yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
Well,
Simple
Aparna,
solutions, but effective.
Aparna, did you go to Ayashakti over the summer and do punch?
No. In November, I went and I did the knee dhara quite often. They did the spine dhara also because it seems, actually my issue started with lower back, then left knee, then right knee. So I guess I've covered all body parts that I can break. And so I did the knee dhara for, I guess, 10 days. So it is very relaxing. And Sharmini, I did the Shirodhara as well.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, it means for me, it takes some time to quiet my head because I was trying to book an earlier ticket and things and all that. So after that Shirodhara, probably that half an hour, I was very quiet. Or else there is always something going on. And last year, the Good Friday weekend in Atlanta, Dr. Clint did the Pechoti Marma. And those 3 days, my knee was like absolutely fine. And I think I did 2 detoxes last year, and that Marma, then the herbs started showing some effect, or else almost 6 means at least effect that I can feel. They must be working in the background before, but some effect that I felt was after all the 2 detoxes last year and then the Marma. And in November also, they did the Marma on me again in India. Yes, it was about 1.5 inches difference between my both feet. And they fixed it. And by the 7th day, it was again 1.5 inches difference. Then I don't know what they did, but at the 10th day, it was still okay. So, but it does make a lot of sense. somehow the spine, the lower back, if they are aligned, it doesn't feel like you're carrying weight. It feels like everything
lighter, right?
Yes. So yeah, most likely I'm going to India May end. So I hope I can find time to go to Ayush Shakti again.
That's wonderful. That's so wonderful. So what Aparna is talking about is a year ago, the 2nd of April.
Correct.
We had a pulse clinic here in Atlanta that I hosted with Colleen Marie Blackwell. And Aparna was able to come, and I got to meet her and hug her for the first time, and she got to have the Marma done by Dr. Clint. So it was really wonderful.
Yes.
So that's what she's talking about. I can't believe it's been a year. It just,
I can't.
Part of me thinks, boy, was it only a year? And part of me is like, oh my gosh, was it really? Just, I mean, so it's like long and short.
Yeah. Thank you. And anything else, Sharmini? What is that Siddha paste?
Oh, it's actually very interesting. It's made from onions, garlic, some green leaf. The girls told me the name, it's just out of my head, and herbs. They grind it all together and they apply it as a paste on your body. What it does, it draws up the toxins from deep under your body to come to a surface so that it is flushed through the stomach. And then they do the Pinda sweat, which is the hot compress, which is, I can tell you, it's lovely. Yeah, that's really nice. You know what's also amazing, also I enjoyed this whole trip, was meeting everybody, those who came. You see them on the Zoom, and suddenly to see everybody alive and hug them, and Andrea,
Mary and
Cindy,
Rochelle.
Mary, Deborah, Rochelle, Asha. Oh, Asha is such a wonderful person. She's so loving, she's like, hug. And Andrea too. Renara too. Actually, I managed to, Renara came earlier, so I connected with her earlier too. And there was one LK as well. She's a walking dictionary on Ayurveda, because she runs a center. She's been doing this for the last 7 years. So she's just joined the course to be more certified, I suppose. Yeah.
Who runs the center for 7 years?
Elka, she's in Germany.
Alka.
She's got her own practice on healing medicine or whatever it is.
Wow.
So,
yeah, lovely group. Wow.
Lovely. It's so, and to see Dr. Sumita, Dr. Krishna, and Dr. Clint. Wow.
I didn't realize Dr. Sarita was there. Dr. Sarita came?
Oh, Sumita. Dr. Sumita.
Oh, Smita. Oh, okay. I was like, Sarita came? I want to meet her. Okay.
Yeah.
No. Well, of course I want to meet Dr. Smita, and Krishna and Dr. Giovanni and Ilaria and
oh yes,
Renee.
must talk about Ilaria. Is such a wonderful, she's such a cute bundle of joy. Yeah. They got so much energy in them. It's wonderful. It just makes your day, your day just goes. And of course, I mustn't miss out the guys like Corey and Joseph, and even from my group also, James came over also from Sri Lanka. I think we had the most number of people from our group, from our Part 10 group.
And who's your mentor?
Dr. Tusha.
Okay.
He was the one who was organizing a lot of things, I think the Zoom and everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it was
fun.
wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you don't want to come back.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know how I survived 3 weeks in Mumbai without knowing the language.
Did you go out very much?
Yeah, I went to the shopping malls. How to do shopping, you know? My children, yeah. So I did.
That's wonderful.
But the most people spoke English. It's just the auto guys or rickshaw guys. They don't.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. So fun. Liz, you froze on us.
I was saying, Jana, you've frozen on me. I was talking to, and it was me. Yes. Oh no, lovely, Sharmini. Hearing all that too. I was so, I always sit in envy when I see everyone over there, and I think, oh God, I would love to have been a part of it, and like you say, meeting everyone. How awesome would that be? In the flesh instead of seeing everyone on Zoom and that. You can't beat the flesh, can you? I mean, this is wonderful, but at the end of the day, the human contact, we really do miss that. And one day, who knows, my dream is to one day get to India. So yeah, I think, when I think about pretty much when everything I've wanted, I've kind of got at some stage in my life, not how I expected it, but in some strange way, when they say be careful what you wish for, because you do, when you think when you think of your own life, and at some stage you think, I wished for this, I wanted this, I've actually got it, and and I guess we're not in that appreciating mode when we've got it already, when we do get it.
Yes.
Probably because of the other things that come into it that we didn't want.
Well, they say that when you have a desire, the joy is being able to move towards it. And so once you have it, sometimes, you need to look for something else. Actually, I was listening to something, Tony Robbins was doing an interview, and they were talking about the Olympic, people, when they've done the Olympics and they're standing on the stage, they've got the golden medal, and they're like, I have just dedicated so many years. Now what am I going to do?
Yes.
And so it part of the process is the striving and the moving forward. So yeah.
No,
But that's where we need to find that happiness and joy inside of ourselves. So.
Yeah. And even with all of you doing your 3 years, you kind of think, no, I want to be here. I really want to be a practitioner doing it. But yeah, no, and enjoy the process, the learning.
Well, you have definitely inspired me as you did your presentation. You did such a beautiful job on, and so a couple of weeks ago, Liz did a presentation on Ayurveda and the doshas and how they work in our body. And it's so inspiring because I'm thinking, as I'm going to be a practitioner, one day, how am I going to be communicating to my clients? And it's got to be through education. And so, Liz, I think you did a beautiful job, and you've inspired me. I'm gonna study that so that I can speak to my clients for, regarding that.
Well,
So.
I think, I would love to, because I have got the diploma in Ayurveda, but I'm not a practitioner. I can the diploma was lifestyle consultant. So, but I got taught so many things, which was so wonderful, only because of the teacher that I had. So, but the teacher that I had that taught us was supposed to stay on another two years, but he ended up going back to England, and he's got his practice there, Ayurvedic, very, very, doing very well. So I never got to complete it. So that's why it's really good coming, the ancient secrets and coming across it and continuing and relearning, because well, one thing after we actually completed, we were saying, what do we call ourselves? And they were saying, well, you can call yourself a practitioner because you're practicing what you're teaching. But I always felt uncomfortable about that, because I've always looked at practitioners as, they're doctors, you should have. But anyway, when I have done my consultants, any consulting, it's interesting because you think that you've got to know everything when actually you don't. And it's just, it's amazing what your intuition comes into. And many times they end up being like counseling sessions. It's sort of like the herbs, and that is sort of the afterthought. They once you understand how to read a bit of pulse and do a few analysis. We got taught tongue analysis and understanding their particular dosha, understanding the doshas, and when you explain it to them, you're a pitta. There's a lot of that's why you obviously don't like the summer, you don't like the heat. When they get to understand themselves, their ears prick up and they go, oh, no wonder. And I love my spicy food, and I always wonder why, things are always worse. And so you can really quite simplify it for them. And their ears prick up, and you feel like, well, I have got something to offer, because, most people don't know any of this, so even just the bits, you can already, at the stages you're at, help people. And yeah, it doesn't have to be complicated, because as soon as it gets complicated, they get uninterested and it's too much.
Yes.
And one very important thing, the Ayurvedic doctor that taught me was, he said, never make a list of things for people to do. Just get them to change one thing, and you never take that one thing away from them. You find something that they can replace it with. Otherwise, you feel like, if you're telling somebody to stop having so many cups of coffee, you don't say don't have coffee. You say, do you think you can cut down your coffee? If you're having 5 cups of coffee, do you think you can cut it down to 3? They'll go, yes, I can do that. Rather than, because people go off, they go, oh, I can't do this, So it's simplifying it, and it's sort of like, and if you need to have a cup of coffee, can you have a drink of water straight after, so you're hydrating your body, giving your body something back? You've enjoyed your coffee, and that's simple. Yeah, I can do that. So it's really, that's what I found really helpful, is not throwing too much, because people can't do it too much.
No, I've noticed that they get discouraged very easily. So I love that what you're saying. You're saying set them up for a simple win.
Yes.
Set them up for a win, and
then one
change.
Do one change, and keep doing it till it becomes habitual for you. Then add something else. Then you can. So it's yeah. Because we all want people well and happy, naturally. We want it to work for them.
We do.
Yeah.
I have a question, kind of, or which we'll be formulating as I'm spitting the words out. Having said what you just did, like, one of the things that I have found when I've gotten a couple of people on with my mentor, and if it's always going to be $300 of worth of herbs that people are going to have to get, like most of my friends can't afford that.
No.
And so I haven't wanted to, like, should I just kind of work with them myself rather than getting them on with my mentor, or go and have them, you know, have the list of herbs but ask for other things, or like, well,
So this
Yeah.
is what I do.
Yeah.
So are you talking about being enrolled in the 3-year program and then bringing people on so that you can be in the room with them as you do the analysis, you know, so
Right.
your mentor is giving the analysis. So I have a daughter and she came in there. I knew very well she wasn't going to purchase the herbs, but I wanted her to have the experience, and I wanted the experience of seeing that. So they did the analysis, you know, Dr. Bianca wrote up everything and we sent it to my daughter, just let her be. And the same with my sister. But then I've had other people that I knew that their finances were a little tight. And so, you know, you just mentioned, you know, just 1 or 2 herbs, you know, is there 1 or 2 herbs that would be most supportive? And then go from that. And you do not have to buy 4 months of herbs all at one time. I always purchase my herbs 1 month at a time. So there are ways, and I believe that we need to make this so that it is easy for everybody and fits what they want and what they can afford. I mean, just like Liz said, you know, there are times where I have a lot of Ayashakti supplements. And right now is not one of them. Right now, I'm just taking 3, you know, one's for my blood pressure, one's for, you know, what brain 2, and the other one's heart tone. You know, so I just take the 3 and I'm perfectly happy. But then when I go on the detox again, I'll be doing more. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think because like the things that I like doing the most are helping people with things, you know, like the marmas and things that are just right close and easy that they can have an experience with. And I've also been trying to learn and understand how the things that I already have access to, what are they in, you know, balancing of the pitta, kapha, and vata. So I've been kind of trying to learn, you know, with my healthy chocolate, then isn't that going to be, you know, which way are the things that I'm used to helping people with, how are they going to affect the doshas, so that I can know, because that's where I have experienced being able to help people quickly, is with the nutritionals that I already have. And then so I've been trying to figure out how do I balance what I know and have access to with these.
And who is your mentor?
Dr. Pranav.
Oh,
So-
he's wonderful. He's very good.
So I would have a lot of sessions at least once a week with him. And just, you know, now when I was on the first mentor call, I heard in my brain that we were supposed to have 3 of the consultations. We were supposed to bring 3 people in on the consultations. But then I remember her saying, well, you need to have as many as possible so that you can be in the room and study what, you know, how she approaches it. She approaches things differently with each person. So I probably have had 10 now. I've had 10 different people that I've brought into her and had a consultation. And I'm amazed at how much I learn. And I've had private conversations with her on the side. Well, why did you do it this way? And then she'll say, look for this. Or then she'll ask me, do you remember that from your studies? And I'm like, yes, but I don't remember. I don't know how to pronounce them. And I don't remember how they all tie in together. Use the mentors. You know, don't try to do this on your own. Really, they want to help. And when you have questions like that, let them help you into, you know, the nutritional. I had a conversation with Dr. Priyanka today about nutrition. I said, you know, people do the mung bean detox and they don't know how to get off of it. And then once they're off of it, what do they do after that? And she goes, great, Janie, you're going to be the first case study. So she's going to do something with me and we're going to do it, you know, and I'm like, great, because this is the only way that I know how. And Ayush Shakti has so much experience and they've had so many clients. So why not lean on their experience? That's my opinion anyway. How does that feel?
That sounds good.
Awesome. I really like Dr. Pranav too. I mean, there's been many times I've leaned on him for the detox group, and he seems to be so knowledgeable. So
Because
loving.
we had a session, the pulse reading. So he was our the group leader. So the way he was talking, wow, it's amazing.
So good.
Some
so
people
good.
just are really good at teaching, and you know, you learn so much from those kind of people. You love being in their company, and it really makes all the difference, doesn't it? Really does.
It's like Dr. Ronak. He's another great one too, Dr. Ronak. He's got the world of experience because he's been this Europe and States, and he's traveled, and so he knows the psyche of the Westerners.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so he's another great one to connect to. Yeah.
Yeah. When I had a conversation with Alicia one time, she's like, Jana, there's a difference between the Ayurveda in India, and there's a difference between the Ayurveda in the States. It just is. It's a cultural difference. And so she was helping. Excuse me, my pitta is very high right now. I've got some heartburn, but she was trying to help me understand the differences between the two. And you know, we still have some work to do, but if we can, you know, we're going to need to marry this together. We're going to need to marry the two together, and you know, hey, if I can enroll you guys as help, that would be awesome. So good.
Understanding the Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. If you really get your teeth into it, and then it starts to, you know, you'll be going, just about everyone you meet, you go, I can tell they've got Vata. Oh gosh, you know, that definitely, you know, but that's so good, because all of a sudden you're not, you know, you're observing, you're finding, so really get to know it, and quite often too, when we think we've got it right, have you done tongue analysis? Have you?
Not yet. Not yet.
A long way.
That's another fascinating. That can really help you define their dosha, and you know, and what's going on. The tongue tells so many stories, and you know, and a lot of the time it seems that a lot of sickness is due to inflammation, and it always seems to be inflammation somewhere in the body. You know, that is the main cause of all disease, is inflammation somewhere in that in the body. So you know, so straight away it's you know, you've got to bring down that inflammation some way, you know, and of course it's related to their diet, and inflammation also connected to the fire, with the fire element, their state of mind, their anger. You know, if they're angry, that's just going to enhance inflammation in the body.
Oh yeah, just this
time.
Yeah, this week, I don't know what I knew that my pitta was high, you know, and I had gotten it balanced because, you know, my skin, I was getting little bumps and skin rashes, but I got it balanced. But I noticed my anger was like, I was more quick to anger or more quick to snap. And I kept thinking, okay, my pitta is too high, you know, and just trying to get it balanced. So it's really great to even know on myself so that I can, you know, balance it. Because when we're in balance, I was telling the European group, you know, when we were in the 100 days, there there was one day where I just felt these chills. You know, I was on I was doing the mung bean diet, and I was taking the herbal supplements, and I had been taking them for a while, and I just had these chills all day long and just felt so good. And when I was getting prepared to go to sleep, and as some of you guys have heard this story, I just had this overwhelming sense of love. And I couldn't relate it to anything other than when I held my brand new baby girl and the love that I felt as a newborn, you know, as a new mother. But I had this love for myself. And when we started to do the 3-year program, and we started to understand how the gut, the balancing of the gut, the digestive tract, and the you know, the all the things there, that enthusiasm and love can all be a part of being by having that balanced in our body. And I thought that's what happened that day, was it was balanced, and I had this overwhelming, incredible experience. Then I had some people from India that said, you know, it's just really amazing to be around Dr. Clint, and he's in that state of love all the time. And I thought, well, that's the reason, is because he's balanced. He doesn't eat off his diet. He stays on his diet, you know, maybe once in a while, but he stays in that space. You know, Dr. Naram trained him very well. And I thought, you know, isn't that incredible? But we, you know, here in the West, you know, we'll go on the diet, and that's great, but then we got to go have our barbecue, or, you know, our meat and potatoes is what I was telling Dr. Priyanka today. And it just doesn't serve, because then it puts us way out of balance again. And then the pitta goes high, and then the vata goes high, and then you know, and even, you know, kapha can be out of balance. And so I think it just depends on what your goal is. And my goal is to not, I mean, I value my mood much more than I do socializing around food. I think there are other ways to be able to socialize. So, and I'm not saying that, you know, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. It's just, I've had to learn that, you know, because I used to, you know, socializing was revolved around food. And for me, it doesn't have to be that way. It can, you know, you can enjoy. And so that's my goal, is to be able to feel good every single day. So, and it's exciting that we have a way of doing it. You know, Ayurveda, Siddhaveda can definitely help. So anyway, Liz, what's your favorite marma?
Oh, I do like what do you want, you know, because I do have my days where, you know, it's just like and get frustrated, and so I'm going, well, what do you want?
Well, let's do that. Let's do the what do you want marma.
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
Do you want to lead us in that?
Okay.
Maori.
Oh, Maori. I don't think I can. I'm not very good. I don't think I can count up to 6. I'm not sure. No, I'll have to do it. I'll have to do it Maltese.
Okay.
Wihit, ne, kleta, erba, hamsa, sita.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Oh,
Aparna,
did you notice? Sorry, Jana.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
When I watched the past, my son's picture of the boobs I took down. Did you notice there was a picture of? And when I watched the recording, I went, "Oh my God, there's a painting of his." So I remembered to take it down. I thought, oh, but you know, it's all right. We've all got them.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't even notice. I'll have to go back and look.
Oh, yes. But my head was in the way at the beginning. So, you know, and of course when I thought, oh my God, thankfully my head was covered. Otherwise you would have been just staring at these boobs the whole time.
Oh, that is so funny. I love it. Aparna, do you have a favorite marma?
Yeah, I like to do the eye murmur because
Okay.
yeah, I strain my eyes whole day. Now you will have to show. So
Okay. So do you do it 5 times or do you do it 6, the different points? You do it 6 different,
time.
the
Yes.
6 different points, because there's 2, one's with 5 points and one's with 6 points. So just in the corner of your eyes,
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Is that the one you do?
Yeah, I should do it more regularly.
I've been doing that one a lot more.
Yes,
I've been-
and when you press too around your eyebrows and just in here, it's a wonderful place, you know, pressure points around the eyes.
Okay.
Around that bone, that eyebrow, it's really good to relieve. Yes, yes, all the way along, right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Because first of all, Cincinnati is the allergy capital. So I get spring allergies, which are very less because it's raining constantly. And sitting in front of screen whole day, I think I should pay attention to eyes. And Jana, you did post Dr. Naram's video about eye thing. I need to watch that. Yeah, thank you.
I think he does it with 6 points, and I think the Eye Shakti shows 5 points.
Okay.
Where they just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Jana.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anita or Donna or Andrea or Gayatri, Gayatri. I'm so sorry I'm saying your name incorrectly. Would anybody like to say hello? Andrea.
Andrea.
Okay. I found on, I'm not sure which one it was. It's on WhatsApp from Dr. Naram himself, an eye thing, and it was different.
Yeah.
And he was telling about this doctor that almost went blind. And so it was 1, and it was 6 times. So 1 here, then down on the nose 2, then over here, and I wasn't sure about that. I think it's on the bone. 3, and then in the corners again, is it on the bone? I would ask him if I could. 4, and then 5 was on the eyebrow.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so I've been doing that one.
Awesome. Do you have another one that you like to do?
Well, actually, what do you want?
Awesome. So how are you doing?
Okay. I'm in the middle of the detox, 14 days.
Yay.
Yeah. And I would say the detox day went very, very easy. I was surprised. But then afterwards was something else. I wound up waking up and going to the toilet. I don't know. I've lost count 8 times, 9 times. And I'm lucky I didn't go in my pants.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And it just kept coming. And it was like from 5 o'clock in the morning to about 9 or 10. It's like, no. And my dog, my Yorkie's looking at me going, again? You're leaving again? She's in bed with me, you know? And then things started getting easier. But then I had, okay, one of my biggest problems, and I don't know if you can help. I move this here. One of my biggest problems has been keeping the schedule straight with what pills when, you know, and we were going to go get the pill box to say, you know, morning and no, so morning is nothing, then lunch and dinner, and then evening. And a few nights wound up doing them not too far apart. So the dinner and the midnight, and then let me ask you a question, because I was thinking of writing to Dr. Sweeney,
Yes.
and my vata. Well, by the way, what you told me that you knew I was more vata than pitta, you're absolutely right. And when I listened to that part of it, I didn't get a chance to listen to the whole thing yet from that gentleman. It's like I'm sitting there. He knows me. How does he know me? He knows me. It was so incredibly right on. I could not, I couldn't fathom that, right? But here's the part that he doesn't know and that you don't know. I should probably send you. Can you read an astrology chart?
I
No.
cannot.
Okay, just give you an idea. Okay, I've got an upside down bowl. Okay, so only a node is on the bottom. That's it. Otherwise, it's a bowl like that, and it goes from the something like from the 5th, 6th house to the 12th house. But anyways, here's the thing. I've got 6 planets in air. How could I not be back?
It's so interesting that you're
air.
talking about this. Yeah, because I was talking to Esther Francis, because she does astrology, and I was listening to something, and it might have even been what I sent to you, but and I thought, these have got to correspond together. And then the next day, or it might have even been the same day, I had contacted her and said, is there a way of being able to join Ayurveda with astrology? And then Dr. Clint said on a Facebook Live that there's Ayurvedic astrology.
Yes. Yes.
I thought, how beautiful is this? Yeah. Do you know much about it, Liz?
No, I want to. I actually did a online course, but it's just, there's so much. I want to know it all. And, I can't retain because I'm Vata. So I can never remember, and I get confused with all the houses, when they say about that.
No.
But it is, this particular one I did was in conjunction with the plants and the planets, of course. And it was all Ayurvedic. It's just so wonderful. I mean, they know everything. They know the universe. They've worked everything out. Even like the Feng Shui with the Asia, they've got that in the Indian.
Yes, they have.
It's where you place your bed, and where all of those things, where you put things. It's just vast gemstones. Actually, before I even got to find out about Ayurveda, I was actually looking at color healing, doing art and loving color. I knew color had a vibration with it, and was looking at color healing. And this is when Ayurveda popped up as like an ad. And I'm thinking, well, what's that got to do with color healing? Well, it's the gemstones, because the crystals are used in healing as well in Ayurveda. Color therapy is used in Ayurveda. It's just it covers everything. I'd love to know it all.
I love it. Yeah. So I'm sure Esther Francis and I will have a conversation about that. She's moving and got other things, but we're going to schedule a time to be able to kind of think how she could incorporate this into, in what she does. So that's awesome, Andrea.
Yeah, and there's something to add to this. What's even better? Okay, so 6 planets in air. Okay, I'm Gemini. Sun is in Gemini. Moon is in Libra, air. And then, no, I'm sorry. Ascendant is Libra, and the moon. I think the moon's in Libra too. I'm not sure, but anyways, it's crazy. But what's the weirdest thing? And then I have okay, the conjunctions mean it makes it stronger. So I'm almost like a triple Gemini, because in like the top of the chart, which is like the 6th or the 7th house of creativity, art, I have the sun conjunct with Mercury, which rules Gemini. And I don't know a lot about astrology, by the way. I just know this part. And then Mercury is conjunct Venus. I was a makeup artist for quite a while. Beauty. I love to have beauty around me. And then I actually found out that in some the form of the shamanism, in one of the types of shamanism, is fire, air, water, earth, beauty. Isn't that interesting? The fifth element is beauty, right? But here's the clincher to the whole thing. I was born 17 days early. So technically I would have been on the cusp of Gemini and Cancer, which is your moon child, which is your water sign. Okay. And Gemini's air. And the whole thing is, which has made life totally miserable for me growing up. My mother's Virgo, my father's Virgo, and my sister's Taurus, all earth. Imagine an air sign being just held down to earth by all these earth signs. Miserable. And when they tell me that I made a contract for this, I'm saying, are you kidding me? I can't believe it. Why would I do such a stupid thing like that? Obviously, I wanted to learn something. Yeah, because
Kuba.
I never fit with my family ever.
Yeah.
All a learning process, Andrea. You're here to learn. You're here to learn.
I know
Well,
Kuba's learning. He's been doing it. Astrology.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes.
That's really awesome. So good. So Andrea, coming back to your organization thing, I had to write on the bottles with a Sharpie, you know, how many pills do I take of this and when? So that's what I would do.
I wrote on top of I wrote on the top thing, and I actually started putting little blue sticky labels on the night ones.
Awesome. That's
and then writing on that, and so that's good. And my biggest mistake, and I'm realizing it was a mistake, was the detox tea is really important, and I can't stand the taste.
Well, I have a hard time with the taste too. So I did talk to Dr. Ranak about it when I was doing it, and he said, you know, I will take the herbs and I will eat them with hot water, just like a little bit of water and the herbs, and I'll take them several times. I do put cinnamon with it because I have a struggle with the taste, and I just get it down and I don't sip the tea all day long. I just, that would just, it would be very hard for me.
I have a question. Could I put agave in it?
You know what, you may want to, I know you could probably put a little, no, I can't say that because I don't know about the detox. During the regular, when you're just drinking detox tea regularly, you could probably put a little maple syrup in it. Agave tends to go more sweet. It affects the pancreas, whereas maple syrup is a little bit, it's better. It's even better than honey. So, but I would.
Jaggery is even better.
Yeah,
I was going to say that.
Especially since you're a Vata, jaggery is better.
Thank you.
I find maple syrup actually sweeter than the one I have. I have it from Costco. Their own brand. They actually have a beautiful organic agave, and it's not thick. It's fairly thin, which I was surprised, and it's not that sweet. That's why it's
I don't think the sweetness is the problem. I think it's the way that it functions with the body. And I could be wrong. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a practitioner. This is something that you would probably want to message Dr. Ashwini about, because she knows she knows your, I want to say constitution. Is that the right thing?
Yeah.
She knows your constitution. So she knows what you can and cannot have.
One other thing was that I have some herbs from her, like 3 bottles for my skin problems. And when I saw how many tablets I had to swallow, I almost had a nervous breakdown in a day, because I normally would only take some tablets once a day, and they'd be calcium and they'd be vitamin B, vitamin C, like that. and I have to take my thyroid pill. But when I saw that, I just totally went bonkers.
Yeah.
And I said, I can't do this. I can't do this. So what I've done is, and I will talk to her now. I put those. I felt that if once I get through the main part of the detox, which is I'm halfway through now, so I'll contact her for the consultation. I am thinking that's when I will start the other stuff.
They do. I have heard them recommend to put aside the other Ayashakti herbs unless there's something else that it's helping you with. I mean, that they need to. But they say set aside those and take
Oh,
and do the
actually,
detox.
now that I'm hearing you, I remember seeing that's written somewhere. Okay. And there was just one other thing I was going to ask you. Oh, are you supposed to be, when you do when you are sitting in on the consultations, are you sitting in on the call with the doctor or you see it later? Oh, okay.
No.
So then when I make that appointment, then you will be there.
If you want me to be.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, you did a, hey, this lady's a great help. I'm not going to shut her out.
It's helping me learn too.
Yeah. So anyways, one last thing I just remembered, and I mentioned something to her, but somehow it got all mixed up in all the different things we talked about. Do you know any herb that makes you sweat? I don't sweat. And I know from working in the cosmetic industry for so many years before I was in between being an artist, I know how your skin is considered a major body organ. And I am not sweating from about 2016 on.
So one of the things that I found, zeolite detox, I have a liquid zeolite that I started to use. And when we first started, then I started to sweat, and I have not stopped. It's like it opened my pores, and now I sweat regularly, where I had, and I had kind of thought, well, even though it's I should probably be sweating, it was always very convenient to not be sweating. And so, but that's something that you might try, a liquid zeolite detox, which usually is in drops. I have a spray that I
didn't know what you're talking about. Sorry.
Well, if we look at
zeolites are they're a mineral made from volcanic ash that hit seawater like millions of years ago, and they form little cages that are able to capture heavy metals and toxins and take them safely out of the body without it acting like a toxin on the way out. I'll see if I can find my link for you.
So that would be helpful.
So when we study the reason why women don't sweat, it's because usually the vata is too high, because vata is air. So it's dry. So you can exercise and you don't sweat because your vata is high. But when you start to get it into balance, and the pitta starts to come up, if you're the people who are sweating profusely are pitta. Am I right?
Yeah.
Help me out here, guys.
Yeah.
It's so their pitta is too high and they sweat, and sometimes it's a smelly sweat. If it is, and it's because because they're full of toxins, they're full of So as you balance, I mean, I was to the point, I'm very high vata. I was high vata, and right now my pitta is more high. But I've been trying to get my pitta more high because it sparks the digestive fire. That's what we're trying to do, is spark the digestive fire and bring it into balance. But I have been sweating, and I've been very cold too. So I've been going through both of them, and it could be a hormonal thing. It could be other things. So there's more to it than just, I don't sweat. There's a lot behind it. That's why the Ayashakti doctors is so good to work with. And I like what Robin is saying, is because your body needs minerals, and this one may help, I don't know, it might help with the, I don't know.
Yes, I used to sweat all the time. I mean, not bad, just normal. And where I live, the temperature sometimes in the summer gets to 110, 150. I don't sweat. And what I'm finding is it's dangerous because I'm literally my body is hot and I'm not. Your sweating is like an air conditioning system.
Right. So what the soup is doing right now is it's bringing it into balance. Well, when you have high vata, you want to be eating warm soupy foods. You want to be eating foods with liquid. You want more water in your body to counteract the dryness. But if you are sweating, I mean, if you're eating more pitta foods, you're eating more drying foods, you're eating a lot of nuts or chips or, things that are more dry, it's going to help you not sweat. I mean, it's going to support you not sweating. So, vata has to have more water, has to have more liquidy, foods, more ghee, to be able to support the body. Because otherwise, the ghee supports the joints so that they don't ache because they're dry. So the body internally is dry.
Yeah, and matter of fact, one of the things I found out when I took the vaka oil for the first time, I felt like, oh my God, my insides are getting lubricated.
Yes.
The first few days, I've never experienced it like this before. Yes, sometimes I have dry mouth, but the first couple of days of the detox with taking the tablets, the herbs, I had such a dry mouth no matter what I drank. It just was like everything was going through me.
Yes.
And it was horrible.
Yes. And part of that is some of the things that are happening, like the detox. But when that happened with me, Dr. Giovanni told me to put ghee in my mouth and just hold it in my mouth for as long as I could. Just put ghee in my mouth as long as I could, and you can either swallow it or you can spit it out. It doesn't matter, whatever you choose.
Oh, I think it's delicious.
It's what?
It's totally delicious.
It is.
Matter of fact, if there was a way I could get it up, have it on my phone at the moment. Today for lunch, I made, guys, this is great. I've been doing this for years. You take, and it's very alkaline if you tend to have an acidic body. You take green zucchini squash, and I added a yellow one this time into it. It made it look really pretty. And you cook it. And then you throw in fresh green beans, French green beans. And then what you want to do is you take, I don't know what they call this thing. In German, it's called ein Stab. And that's, I had one there. It's one of these like blenders with the blade. You go zzz, 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 like that. What do you call that?
A blender that goes shoosh, shoosh, shoosh.
Or a hand blender maybe, but it's not a mixer. It's with a blade, right? So anyway, I do that and it's beautiful. And then I put in fresh parsley, not cooked, into that. And then I put ghee, salt, pepper. And then I had the basmati rice.
Sounds delicious.
That was lunch. Yeah, it was totally delicious. So I was very happy with that. Very warm, very good. Yeah.
Well, I bet you as you continue to eat the more liquidy, soupy type foods and warm soupy foods, I bet you would start to sweat.
I tell you just briefly here, a little miracle that happened. When I was on the phone with Dr. Srini for the first time, I was talking to her. All of a sudden, I started sweating profusely. I have no idea why. There was no reason for it. My armpits were soaking wet. That's maybe the first time in like 3 or 4 years. I mean, really. So,
well, there are different reasons. If I'm very sensitive to energy, and when my vibration goes up, my energy goes up, and I get really hot. Like I've been cold all day. It's nighttime. It's cool outside. I had to take my jacket off because because we're talking. There's a lot of energy, and my vibration's going up. So I had to take my jacket off. But I've been cold all day. So there's different reasons for why our bodies do what they do. So.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. Well, I'm so proud of you. Way to go. You're halfway through. You're halfway through.
Halfway through. Yeah. And I will have to find out what comes afterwards. I mean, I I have to admit, I'm admitting that I already know that if you, like, the goal is like 20, 80%, like 80% that, 20% what you like. And then I said to my guy, well, if we do 30%, 70%, that's not bad. The lowest we should go is 60-40. You know, there are some things you really like. It's like, no. You know, I mean, even Dr. Narami ate pizza.
Well, yeah, but during the detox, it's different, you know, because
Yeah,
you've got a
no, I'm
specific
saying
goal. Yeah. Oh,
afterwards,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
to do those percentages and actually then have a day of fat, you know, one day of
Yeah.
mung bean soup. And that's it. And yeah, and I've made the greatest, what's the name of it now? Kitchery. No.
Kitchery.
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 I have
Kitchery.
made the greatest kitchery like you wouldn't believe.
Oh,
So
good.
I'm happy with that.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Do you have a favorite marma? Oh, the what do you want? And the I marma. Okay.
Yeah, those two.
Okay. Perfect.
Oh, one other thing. When I was in the co-op, I was talking to one of the ladies there, and we made contact. I have her email, and she's all excited to get more information from me. And then my neighbor who works in the culinary industry, I was telling him some of this stuff, and he goes, send me the link to the book.
That's
Just today,
amazing.
just today.
Look at you. Look at you talking all about ancient secrets to everybody you know and don't know.
Well, you know what? The sooner we do this, the sooner the world changes, because I think that this is going to totally, the ancient secrets is going to totally knock down the entire Western medical. They are good when you have an accident or something like that. But the other stuff, like that young lady this morning that was telling how she had cancer and how she had to recover from cancer. And it was the energy that helped her. And the other stuff just devastated her body. Yeah.
So what Andrea is talking about is we were on the European call, and Jody Curtis had cancer, and she got into the ancient science of metaphysics. Metaphysics, I
No,
think it is.
no, it was mental physics.
Mental physics.
Hmm.
And anyway, Jody does breath work, and the breath work is based off of a Tibetan lineage, very similar to Dr. Naram's lineage. There's a lot of similarities, and her work is very beautiful. So that's what she's talking about, is the European call that we had today. Awesome. Well, Anita, would you like to unmute and say hello? Anita? No?
Yep.
Anyway, anything else that anybody would like to say?
I'd like to ask something. When is the Pulse Clinic going to come to California?
If you want to host it, he'll have it next week.
So I was talking to one of the people in the breakouts last Sunday, and I mentioned that Dr. Steve wanted to come out to Washington and take my dad's pulse at some point. And she said that she was talking to Dr. Haman, I believe, about going from Washington all the way down through Oregon and then down to California. So so we should, and I think she
Yeah.
said Anshul is the person that I'm supposed to connect with about.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Anshul and Dr. Hamung were here in December, and they went, well, in November and December, they went, you know, to California and to Texas and to Utah and to Washington, Chicago, Atlanta, New York. They went all over. And I guess that tour is regular, you know, but because of COVID, it was put on hold. And they said that they would come back every 4 months, which today is this month is the 4th month. But because everybody was in India, I'm sure that the plans were changed. So I don't know when they will be coming back, but Dr. Clint is in California quite often. and a lot of people have done pulse clinics with him and for him. So he's available to do that. And and you would contact Monica if you want to be on the list. I think it's Monica@myancientsecrets.com.
Monica.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because there's different ways to spell it.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys want to hear, do you want to do a little music before we go, or do you want to just say, I love you and I'm with you?
What music do you have in mind?
I have Gary's queued up, or we can
Oh,
do,
that's
Yes, please.
do you want to do Gary's? Okay, I'll do A Good Day. It's a short one. We did it on Sunday, but. Well, just nice to be able to get centered before we, and it's good for evening and morning, because we've got morning and evening here.
You think this is just another day in your life? It's not just another day. It's the one day that is given to you today. It's given to you. It's a gift. It's the only gift that you have right now, and the only appropriate response is gratefulness. If you do nothing else but to cultivate that response to the great gift that this unique day is, if you learn to respond as if it were the first day in your life and the very last day, then you will have spent this day very well. Begin by opening your eyes and be surprised that you have eyes you can open. That incredible array of colors that is constantly offered to us for pure enjoyment. Look at the sky. We so rarely look at the sky. We so rarely note how different it is from moment to moment with clouds coming and going. We just think of the weather, and even of the weather we don't think of all the many nuances of weather. We just think of good weather and bad weather. This day, right now, is unique weather. Maybe a kind that will never exactly in that form come again. The formation of clouds in the sky will never be the same that is right now. Open your eyes, look at that. Look at the faces of people whom you meet. Each one has an incredible story behind their face. A story that you could never fully fathom. Not only their own story, but the story of their ancestors. We all go back so far. And in this present moment, on this day, all the people you meet, all that life from generations and from so many places all over the world, flows together and meets you here like a life-giving water if you only open your heart and drink. open your heart to the incredible gifts that civilization gives to us. You flip a switch and there is electric light. You turn a faucet and there is warm water and cold water and drinkable water. It's a gift that millions and millions in the world will never experience. So these are just a few of an enormous number of gifts to which we can open your heart. And so I wish you that you will open your heart to all these blessings and let them flow through you, that everyone whom you will meet on this day will be blessed by you. Just by your eyes, by your smile, by your touch, just by your presence. Let the gratefulness overflow into blessing all around you. And then it will really be a good day.
Beautiful, Jana.
I am so grateful for each one of you. And I'm so grateful for this conversation. I just love that. I just feel this energy of the group is shifting, with everybody meeting in India, really getting to know each other and saying hello and seeing each other in body. It just feels like it's deepening. The energy is deepening, the connection is deepening, the purpose is deepening, and it's just so exciting. I don't know if you guys are feeling that or not, but I am. It's amazing. I'm so grateful for each one of you. I love you and I'm with you.
I love you and I'm with you.
Good night. Good day. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Strong women.